Here is the book. It's called The Life List. Master every moment and live an audacious life. Now, Kate, can you just share with us, how this book came about and why it's so important for people to really focus on this as well?
Sure. Yeah. So, look, as you said in the introduction, I'm a time management productivity expert and coach. That's my bread and butter. When the pandemic hit, and I think it was March 2020, and we were all scrambling, and I was, scrambling with my clients on productivity, and a month later, in April 2020, my ex-husband of 22 years, the father of my 3 beautiful children, was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer.
Oh, wow.
And within 11 months, he had died. And
Oh.
he was 54. He was the most dynamic, charismatic, gregarious, funny person ever. And he was gone. And that 11 months of watching my children grieve his death before he was even gone, of them coming to terms with his loss, of him coming to terms with what was occurring, it was phenomenally brutal. And it just was a massive wake-up call for me that life is too short and I needed and wanted to live it very, very differently. And so about 11 months, probably about 9 months after he had passed away, I sat down and I wrote an article. I'm a opinion columnist for CEO World Magazine, and I write for them about productivity. And I just punched out this article, which was literally, this is what's happened in my life. Life's too short. It's such a trite expression. Usually I use it to justify having another donut. But I'm going to do things differently. And I had this list of everything that I was going to do differently. And it included things like, I'm going to tell my kids how much I love them, even when they're shitting me. I'm not going to vacuum as much. I'm not going to sweat, getting takeaway 3 nights in a row because I'm just bloody tired. And it had things on it like, I'm going to climb mountains. I'm going to nurture my friendships, and I'm going to go live in Bali. And so there was big and small on there. And I honestly thought that the magazine would reject it because it wasn't my usual content. But I submitted it. It took me 20 minutes to write. It just came from my heart. That life's too short. Let's have a life list. Let's do things differently. And within about 4 hours, it was on their front cover. And
oh, wow.
Yeah, and and they're an American publication, and it just went global. Cookie, I had people writing to me all over the world, obviously expressing their compassion for me and the kids and the experience, but more so saying, hey, I want a life list. I want to do things differently. Can I have your life list? Can I write a life list? And so that's really where the book sprung from. I felt that I had tapped into a bit of a vein where people, particularly with COVID and everything that's occurring, we want to live differently. We want to live now. We want to not necessarily just climb the mountains, but we need to have some goals around how we want to live our beautiful lives right now, because later could be too late. We all have a backstory, Cookie. Everyone's had tragedy. Everyone's had loss. My story's no sadder than anyone else's. I think it's what we then do with that story. I think reflect on your own backstory and understand that it has shaped you, but it doesn't define what your future story is. You get to write that yourself. And I really am very hopeful that the life list will help people design that next chapter of their life and to live in the moment and to live audaciously and with genuine pleasure, because life's too short. And, we cannot leave things till later, because later just might be too late.